Hey, hey, hey! Welcome back! You are here with Ellie, and you're listening to My Digital Diary. So, this is new. Not only were you blessed last week with Caitlin and I's conversation about us going to College of the Ozarks and what we learned there and lots of funny stories, but this week you're going to be double blessed because you'll get to hear from me and Caitlin again. But this week, we are going to deep dive into life after college and how, for both of us, we imagined our lives going a certain way. And with life experiences, we found ourselves going down a different path. So enjoy the part two of this conversation with me and Caitlin. Well, that was so fun to go down memory lane. We've
Yes.
been on this a lot longer
We've
than we
been
thought.
yapping way too much.
Okay, so after um college
Mhm.
comes the real world. So I'm not gonna be able to find that video. Um, I graduated with an elementary education degree,
Mhm.
and
And I graduated with a business education. Why would you say that? A business degree with a minor in hotel and restaurant management. I focused on special events for my minor.
yeah, so both of us are you're using your degree,
Yeah,
not in the way you expected.
correct.
I am not using my degree anymore. Life just happens, and I think
Mhm.
that um when you're in college, you get very much the textbook version of what
Mhm.
your degree is, what your job will be, and uh, there's not always like the nuances that come with it, the
Yeah.
reality of what it's gonna be like. And so I thought we could both share kind of like what our dreams were leaving
Mhm.
college, and then kind of how we're 5 years, 6 years out of
Yeah.
college now. So, and kind of what how that's kind of turned out.
Yeah. Yeah. I spent a long time um always wanting to own my own business and be an
hmm
entrepreneur. And I got into weddings when I was really young. I was kind of brought into that industry by some family and friends, and I really enjoyed setting up weddings, planning weddings, and thought I really loved the event lifestyle and thought I was going to follow that route. And I worked at a florist in high school. I've done floristry for over 10 years, um, and I enjoyed it. And that's why when I got to school, I was like, oh well, I'll get my business degree. I'll minor in special events, and I'll be able to use that to have my own company and work towards
hmm
that, or work for someone else. Either of those, I would have liked to work for myself, but that was kind of just the dream. And then I got a year in, and my accounting professor tried to get me to switch my degree to accounting.
Mm.
And because I was doing really well in that class, I liked that class. Um, and he thought I could have a future in accounting, and I was like, no, I don't want to sit at a desk all day. I want to be a part of events and
Mhm.
hospitality. I don't want to work Monday through Friday, 9 to 5. And sit at a desk and that kind of thing, which I think is still partially true. But I
Mhm.
turned that down at the time. I actually applied for a full time position while in school. I don't know if I ever told you that.
I think so, because we were at the
Yeah.
calf and you were saying something about that, and
Yeah,
I
I
was
went and
like,
applied. It was a really good
"What?"
opportunity. It was
Because 'Cause weren't you
something
gonna
that
not finish college and do
hmm
that?
yeah,
Yeah.
I was gonna drop out and go do that. And
Mhm.
I knew it was a long shot. I know I wasn't really qualified for that job, but
Mhm.
it was a good entry level into what I wanted to do or what I thought I wanted to do after college. And so I had applied for it and didn't get it, which it all works out in the end. Everything happens for a reason.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, and so I finished schooling and I got a pretty general degree, and so I'm glad. Really, in the end, I'm glad I didn't pay for it. If that hadn't been
Mhm.
free, I probably would have regretted paying for
Yeah.
something so general because it's really hard to use. And I feel like in my head, I had this idea that if I stay really general, then I can get a wide variety of jobs.
Mhm.
But I think I would have been better off getting something specific, and I could have gotten
Mm.
something in a specific industry and then kind of branched out from there.
Mhm.
Um, so I didn't use my degree right away. I was working for a small business at the time. I was doing floristry. I was enjoying it because I got to really fulfill my creative ability, and I was
Mhm.
like, I was like getting to do all this really fun design, like being really innovative, doing these large events, and it was fun, but I wanted something. I quickly just got burnt out from weddings,
Mhm.
working weekends, working holidays.
Yeah.
Um, I would talk with like other industry professionals, and we would talk about how you're there for someone's biggest highs, but you're missing out on your own life experiences.
Mhm.
Like your family's hanging out without you
Yeah.
because it's a Saturday night. Like my boss at the time would be missing soccer games and
Mhm.
missing important milestones because she was there trying to run a business celebrating everyone else's milestones. So
Yeah.
it's really hard industry to be in for a long time, I feel like. I feel like it's not very substantial because you get very burnt out unless you're just built to work your whole life,
Mhm.
weekends, holidays, nights, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
So yeah, I got really burnt out. I moved horizontally to another floral position, but at a grocery store where it's a lot less pressure, lot less stress. You're working on a smaller scale, and I got paid the same. So
Mhm.
I was very happy to go from dealing with someone's $50,000 wedding
Mhm.
where their flowers alone were $50,000
Mhm.
to just sweeping the floors at night, and I was making the same pay.
Yeah.
Um, but I felt like I wasn't using my degree. I didn't really still have anything I like wanted to do long term, and so I was able to move from within the same company, move from being a florist to being an assistant catering manager.
Mhm.
And I really like that because I feel like I finally got to utilize my skill of like I'm a people person. I like
Mhm.
numbers. Like even though I'm creative, like I like the business side of things. I
Yeah.
like marketing. I like looking at Excel sheets and like using Excel for things and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So I finally felt like I was able to kind of fulfill my capabilities a little bit more,
Mhm.
and I've been really liking it. So and then I got promoted to the department head of the catering department, and I've just gotten to grow some more and more. So I really like it. I don't like working weekends still.
Mhm.
It's really tough. Working nights and weekends. I would love to get away from that eventually, but I
Mhm.
don't know if that'll happen. Um, but yeah, I feel like I haven't given up fully on like owning my own business one day, but
Mhm.
it's definitely as time goes on, like you talk yourself out of it. And you see
Mhm.
more and more reasons of like why you shouldn't. And like you have this whole dream and then you're like, well, no, like I don't want to. Like, oh well this could go wrong.
Mhm.
And then now I have something steady and the
Yeah.
idea of like, okay, like I bought a house now, I have a car payment, I have two dogs relying on me and one day kids, like
Yeah.
I can't it's really hard to give up something steady and try to
Mhm.
start your own business now.
Yeah.
So I don't know, that's kind of been my career journey and I think I've kind of had to partially grieve of like, okay, maybe I won't ever do that. But
Mhm.
maybe like hold out hope that I will or do it in a way that is something like I thought it would.
Mhm.
But I don't know.
Yeah. Is it the type of thing where you could start small, like just do it
Yeah.
while you're working where you're at and just like see if it can grow? Like,
Yeah.
because people say that like this podcast could be a side hustle, and I don't really personally for me that's not why I do
Hmm.
it. But a lot of people start out small by like doing like influencer type things or
Right.
start um I mean, even, like, in-home bakeries,
Yeah.
I know that's not what you want, but, like,
Yeah.
starting small and
Yeah, I've thought about branching out from the floral side. I mean, the issue with like flowers is that they're perishable. So
mm,
you have sometimes a very small window to work with something that's very expensive.
mhm,
Um, it can be hard to own your own florist. So I've thought about different things that are still within the wedding industry, like doing, invites or I probably never pursue photography or baking, but like
mhm,
something along those lines, where I can still be creative, but work something more structured. I think I would start out small
mhm,
and then if it became substantial,
mhm.
then I'd be able to move into doing that full time.
I think it'd
Um,
be so fun if you did, like, floral bouquet, like, classes.
yes, that would be fun.
Like, if even just, like think of it similar to, like, a sip and paint
Yeah,
night. Like, not even, like, a structured thing where you come, like, once a week or
yeah,
something, but even just for,
an
like, a
event.
bachelorette party or, like, do it at a church, like, at a church
Yeah,
event or, like I think that'd be so fun, which
yeah,
I don't know about your journey,
yeah.
but
I think it'd be fun.
because like, that could be a way to at least get your name out there of, like,
Mhm.
"Hey, like, I am reliable. Here's all my work,"
Yeah,
or, "I'm a people person," and then it could kinda grow
yeah.
into something else.
Yeah, I don't wanna say I'd never go back to flowers, but, like, doing it for 10 years and then just getting so, like you truly become so jaded and, like,
Mhm.
even to the point where on my own wedding day, I was like, "I don't wanna spend too much money on this because it's just a day."
Yeah.
Like, I got so used to I would show up on a Saturday for work, right? We would
Mhm.
literally go set up a $30,000 invoice, $20,000, 15,
Mhm.
like, sometimes even if it was just 5, like, $5,000 is still a lot,
Yeah.
and especially 4 years ago or whatever,
Mhm.
and we would go set it up, work all day on it, um, obviously, the wedding would happen and pictures would be taken, and then we would show back up as soon as the wedding was over and literally throw it all in the trash
Wow.
because no one wanted to take it home. A lot of times the family was, like, from out of town or out of state, and they're
Mhm.
like, "Well, we're traveling, like, we can't fit that on top of our luggage." Then you
Wow.
would try to get rid of it to, like, staff, and, like, sometimes
Mhm.
they're like, "Well, I still have some from last weekend." And then you try
Mhm.
to take some home and, like, make use of them, but same thing, I would end up with just, like, a bunch of stuff laying around that
Mhm.
was just excess, and so, like, seeing the waste that went into it really jaded me, and then,
Mhm.
I don't know, like, even once I moved out of the wedding industry and worked in the grocery store, it just, like, flowers just die so fast, and in my mind, I'm like, "It's not worth the investment," and
Mhm.
it's just really hard to, like, start a business or start advocating for, like, "You should buy flowers, you should
Mhm.
blah, 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 you
Mhm.
should spend all this," because obviously, if I had clients, I'd want them to spend a lot of money on me.
Yeah. Mhm.
You wanna be profitable, but then it's
Mhm.
really hard to sell someone on something that they're
You
just gonna
don't.
throw away.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. I have a very it's similar, but also very not the same journey, of, like, you know, I would wanna be a teacher my entire life.
mhm.
I I mean, basically, it was either be a teacher or be a pop star, so
Yeah.
I so I chose teaching, and, I loved my student teaching experience. It was stressful, but, like, it was, like, where I really got to, like, do some stuff on my own, and it just made me
Mhm.
more excited to really have my own classroom and do things the
Yeah.
way I wanna do it, and so and then I started teaching. I did it for 3 years, and just every year, I just became more and more jaded and
Mhm.
more I mean, my my listeners know my story, but just, like, so traumatized by the whole
Yeah. Get
experience.
hit with the reality of, like, what it's really like.
Mhm. And, I'm it's kinda that same thing of, like, I want people to support public education, but
Mhm.
when it's so it's like to me, it feels like, "Oops, I, like, shoved this, like, I don't know, barrel down a hill, and now it's, like, so far gone we can't ever
Yeah.
catch it," kind of a thing. Like, it's just so, like it's just gone so off the rails that I'm like, I
Mhm.
don't even know how we can even fix it. So I had to step away, and, now I was looking at so many different things. I did wanna stay in education at the time, or at least with kids, or at least in a school or something,
Yeah.
and that actually, like, didn't work out for me. My interview went super well with being an in-school therapist, like, support person.
Mhm.
I would have made the same amount of money, but it, first, it was definitely God. Like,
Yeah.
he just really supported, or like, it was his idea for me to have
Yeah.
at least a year break away from schools and away from just that life. And
Mhm.
so then I was applying for literally anything that I thought I was qualified for. There's
Yeah.
a lot of, like, sales stuff, a lot of weird manager positions that I'm like, it must be awful to work here if you're willing
Right.
to take an education major to
Yeah.
be a manager. um and just, like, really of trying to figure out, what do I want to do with my life?
Mhm.
Like, this was my dream my whole life. I don't see me doing anything else, but
Yeah.
I also don't see me ever going back to education.
Yeah.
So, I got a lot of interviews where I fell on my face, and then I had a lot of interviews where it was like, we're gonna, sit here and basically I was interviewing them. Like, they were like,
Yeah.
here's all the reasons why you want to work with us. And I'm like, Oh, so
What's your retention rate and how often do
yeah,
people quit?
exactly.
Yeah.
And so it felt schemey and weird. So this one place that I interviewed with, it was similar, but it had a 3 interview process.
Mhm.
It even had like a week-long training, and you had to pass the training in order to even get the job. So like it felt a little bit more like legit.
Yeah.
And so I went through that, got my um life and health and life insurance license, and did the week of training, passed the
Right.
training, and I was like, "Hey, this is kind of bringing in like theater and teaching
Yeah.
together because it's presenting, it's um being very confident, and I kind of had to put on a persona.
Yeah.
People were calling me Ellison because I'm
Right.
like I can't be myself in this job,
Yeah.
and I had to be strict, like and disciplined, like a teacher, like how to like almost like manipulate people with your words in a way to like convince them to say yes to your pitch or whatever. And so I was like, I think I can do this. And then one day of the actual job where you're scouting out these
Mhm.
locations, trying to find leads on your own and yada yada, I said, there's no way.
Right.
So I my friend Quincy had been talking to me this whole time I was doing training. She was like, because actually during the training, I would be there and I would really enjoy my time. And then I would get home and then I would study, all my scripts. And then the next morning, I would have, like, I wasn't panicked in my brain or in my
Mhm.
heart, but my body was like, I would literally be like stretching and
Yeah.
shaking. And it
Like
was
fight
like,
or flight.
yeah, like, my back was like tensing up.
Oh my
I could
gosh.
barely breathe. I was having like shooting pain up and down my arms and legs. And I'm like, what is going on? Like, it was like my body was like trying to force me to stay home.
Yeah.
It felt like I had
It
to like
knew.
pull myself out of my house to get to work. And so I was like, so Quincy was telling me, she's like, if you don't like the sales side of insurance, maybe you should try the behind the scenes stuff because that's what I
Mhm.
do. And I'm like, no, girl, I'm really trying to make a lot of money.
Right.
But then, once I started having a couple days of that same, body reaction, I'm like, I mean, it wouldn't hurt to reach out. So
Mhm.
I reached out to her, and within a week, I called the lady, got an interview, got the job, everything within a week, and
Yeah.
I didn't even have to apply.
That's such a blessing.
Yeah, and I mean, I brought an updated resume and cover letter and all of that, and had a legit interview. But
Yeah.
like, I looked on Indeed, and I would have I probably did swipe past the listing
Yeah.
because I wasn't qualified. So you had to
Yeah.
have like 1 to 3 years of underwriting assistance experience.
Which this is just a side note, piece of advice
Mhm.
to anyone who's job searching. Like I was told once by a previous boss of mine, this was advice that she got from her grandmother, and like her grandmother always said, "Fly like a man," because
Mhm.
men are blindly confident.
Amen. Yeah.
They go in there, they tell you that they can do the job. Like
Mhm.
they're the type of people who will fake it till they make it,
Yep.
and truly, I think it's because they've convinced themselves that they can do anything.
Yeah.
And sometimes that blind ignorance works, like
Mhm.
thinking that, "Oh, yeah, I can just figure it out. Oh,
Well,
I
I
can just
mean,
do it."
we're just now, I feel like, getting women into these big leadership
Mhm.
positions. So, I mean, a lot of business is still very much a
Right.
man's world.
And I would encourage you to, like, think of a past job you had and try to find the job description for it, and
Mhm.
if you read it, you're like, "I didn't do half of that."
Mhm.
Like, the job description is very inclusive because they wanna cover all their bases,
Yeah.
but very rarely are
And
you
probably make it look better than what
yeah,
it actually is.
yeah, you're probably not having to do all of that every single day, and that's something my mom's always told me too. Like, she looks at her job listing and she's like, "I don't do all that every day. I do some
Mhm.
of it every once in a while."
Yeah.
Um, but a lot of it is just, like, the in between stuff. If you can do that, then you're
Yeah, and
set.
so many people, like, they're gonna teach you their way of doing it.
Mhm.
So if you don't even
Yes.
know how, they're gonna train you.
Well, and that's literally what my mom's always said as well. She's like, "It doesn't matter, like, every company has their own set of training,
Mhm.
and they have their own way that they're gonna want you to do it anyway, so it
Yeah.
doesn't matter what your experience is."
Well, Angie in the kitchen, she's like, "I'd rather you have no kitchen experience than think you know everything and I have to,
Right.
like, beat it out of you,"
Yeah.
basically.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it was definitely a God thing for me to get this job
Mhm.
because So, as everybody knows that listen to my podcast regularly, I'm an underwriter's assistant. I work in property and casualty insurance. So I actually learned something new today. So now I
Really?
do pretty much okay. My coworkers would say no, but I think the majority of what an underwriter's assistant does, I
Yeah.
know how to do, except for binding. So I set up new files for people who are just now getting insurance through one of our insurance companies. So we're a brokerage, so we have lots of different insurance companies
Mhm.
that we do underwriting for. And underwriting is just basically stalking these people either online or in person and making sure that everything on their on their quote is
Yeah.
true.
Yeah.
So I set up their files if whenever they're trying to apply for insurance. I order inspections, which is a big part of underwriting. So
Mhm.
an actual inspector goes to the premises for most of
Yeah.
them, and make sure that the estimated like amount that they want to like that it's worth.
Right.
If they like lose it, this is how much they would need insurance
Right,
wise.
like the assessed value.
Yeah, like if that's accurate. And then they have to pass all these different things like, you have a fire extinguisher? Is it in a readily available
Mhm.
place? Do you have smoke detectors? All these different
Yeah.
things. So I order those inspections, set up new business files. I now today I learned how to set up a renewal file.
Nice.
So collecting loss runs and just all sorts of things, and so I decorated my cubicle so cute, it's to die for.
I love all the pictures I've seen and the chance that I got to stop by and see you. I love them.
I wish more people would, like, take advantage of my little candy station because I
Mhm.
I just wanna make friends,
I
so I have
know.
all these, like, candy things, and I'm like, "People come by," and
I have a
it's
little
like
candy dish in my office, and I noticed, like, once people know about it, like, they'll come in my office, like, "Uh," and they're, like, huffing and puffing, and I'm like, "What's up?" They're, I need a snack," and they'll, like, get something, and it's become, like, their little, like, escape
Yeah,
from,
I love that.
like, if they're having a moment, they can, like, come in there, so
Yes. Oh, I love that.
but, yeah,
Yeah.
I think it all just kinda goes back to, like, what's at the core of, like, why you chose to do that or why you dreamed of doing that one day,
Mhm.
and, like, at the core of my dream is, like, I wanted to be creative and
Mhm.
be, like, get to use my creative abilities, artistic abilities, and still get to be a part of someone's very special day.
Mhm.
Um, and I think, correct me if I'm wrong, but I feel like at the core of you wanting to be teachers because you want to help people.
Mhm.
And like you want to love on those kids. You want to,
Yeah.
I mean, you've spoken previously about like you get to be, you teach them how to read, which is such a great
Mhm.
foundation. Like you're
Yeah.
really making a difference if you're teaching someone how to read.
Mhm.
And so I think even though you maybe will never like return to teaching in the traditional sense, I
Mhm.
hope that you can return to that style one day of like maybe you teach people about underwriting or you teach
Yeah.
people about like what you do.
Mhm.
Um, you're helping them. I mean, you're helping them start a new career, start a new job,
Yeah. Mhm.
and even if you don't do, even if you don't return to it and get paid for it, maybe it just opens up the bandwidth for you to be able to do it in your personal life,
Yeah.
serving at church or helping your
Mhm.
friends, because like I'm assuming being a teacher is very emotionally draining.
Yeah.
Like we've had discussions where you're saying like I'm just burnt out. Like
Mhm.
it takes everything in you. I mean,
Mhm.
to do that every day.
Yeah.
And then you come home and then it's like, how are you supposed to help other people
Right.
or serve or like be there fully because you're so drained. So
Mhm.
I hope that you can still return to like the core of
Mhm.
why you wanted to do that. And
Yeah.
then I kind of hope the same thing for myself. Like I want to be creative and honestly just get paid to do it and like
Mhm.
really enjoy, I don't know, be like valued for my skill, valued for my creativity. And maybe I'll never return to that as a job, but
Mhm.
like I feel like now I can finally like enjoy having flowers in my house because
Yeah.
before like I didn't really want them around because I was
Mhm.
around them all the time. And
Yeah.
when I saw them, it was just work, and I
Mhm.
got so like jaded to it. But now I'm like, oh, it'd be nice to have some flowers in here. Like, oh, I could arrange those at my house, and like
Yeah.
I'm back to actually like enjoying the art of it. So
Mhm. Yeah, I think you're so spot on. I mean, I I remember I was reflecting with my grandma. I'm like, how do I take my strengths from teaching into these
Mhm.
new interviews where it's not teaching at all? It's very
Yeah.
much business. It's very much, a completely different world. And she's like, Ellie, like, so, being a manager is teaching people, mentoring people,
Yeah.
walking life with them and
Yeah.
being a mentor for them. And so I think that I could, one, either see myself like working my way up and
Mhm.
becoming either somebody who trains people or is like a manager or even like, I don't know, I've always loved like public speaking. I
Mhm.
like that. And
Yeah.
so whether it's continuing to grow this and having this kind of be my public speaking
Right.
or like cuz back when I was still doing education stuff, I wanted to write a book and I wanted to go like travel the world and do professional development and stuff. So now I'm like and I've always said I wanted to write a book about my life because it's
Yeah.
insane the life that I've lived. And so I'm like maybe one day this podcast takes off and then I can write a book and then, just do something that's like I just want to be able to choose how I
Yeah.
spend my social battery
Mhm.
because having a customer facing job,
Yeah.
or for me, a student facing job, I didn't get to choose the students in my class. I
Yeah.
didn't get to choose, the staff, which that's so many jobs.
Mhm.
But like when teaching takes so much out of you, and then you don't, whenever you say no to friends and family that you
Yeah.
do want to choose
Yeah.
because you don't have any energy left.
Yeah.
That's what's so amazing about the job I have now is that I mean it's very isolated. I wish it was a little bit more social, and now it's kind of getting there now that I've been there long enough. Um, but like I'm dying to like hang out with
Mhm.
people and see people now
Yeah.
because now my social battery is saved for the people that I love.
Yeah.
And so now, if I wanted to do volunteer stuff, I would actually find joy in that and be like reaching to do that rather than like my whole job is my ministry and then I get to go home and finally rest. And now it's almost like my job is the way I make money to go live my life.
Mhm.
And that's simply all it
Yeah.
is. I'm not super passionate about insurance. I think everyone needs it, but
Right.
it's very much
It's like work to live instead of live to work.
yeah.
Yeah.
And so if I don't go the route of writing a I mean, I still want to write a book even if I never sell one, but
Yeah.
like even if it doesn't take off and I become like a bestseller and I travel the world, even if it's not that, I definitely want to like I'll either choose that or I will like homeschool my kids, do some sort of like
Mhm.
neighborhood co-op, something
Right.
like because I mean, teaching someone how to read is like one of the most beautiful things. It's
Yeah.
it's like the same process of like a caterpillar turning into a butterfly.
Mhm.
Like it is just like it's like almost emotional for me. Like just seeing a child that's so small doing something so
Yeah.
like such a big feat to take something that's like squiggles on a paper and then you can
Mhm.
read it and then you understand it, then you can write. And it is like, I don't know. I wish that's all got to do is
Yeah.
just teach kids how to read in the comfort of my own,
Which
you know.
someone who struggled with dyslexia, I have
Mhm.
dyslexia.
Mhm.
Like there are specialists, right? I mean, there's
Mhm.
reading specialists and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I mean, I know
Where I
you like
had
where you're at
like
now, but like maybe
yeah.
one day just help people read. I mean, because I struggled
Mhm.
with reading for a long time. I didn't really read strongly on my own until I was 8. Like I
Mhm.
could read signs and stuff like that, but I
Yeah.
never was able to sit down and read a whole page until I was much older.
Mhm.
So, I mean, to be able to help people like that would be awesome too.
Yeah. I just cannot ever go back to a regular public school. It'd have to be
Mhm.
like some sort of like this is my office, almost like a therapist's office.
Yeah,
Like you come to me
like a private tutor.
and it would have to be like a contract like your child has to behave.
Right.
Or this is not going to work. This is a privilege, not a right.
Yeah.
Um we have got to get this ball rolling. We have been recording for so long.
It's been going.
2 hours
Oh my
and
gosh.
12
Oh
minutes.
my gosh.
Okay, this is such a fun conversation. Let's go to the third wheel segment. So I was kind of updating Caitlin a little bit about my love life. Um, People in my past are still reaching out. I'm
Trying
flattered, but
desperately.
yes, flattered but not interested. Trying to stay strong.
That could be an Instagram bio.
Yeah.
Flattered but not interested.
Yes, and that has been interesting. I really thought that was done, but apparently it's not. Um, I am about to go on a date here soon in about
Ooh,
2 weekends.
so excited to
He
hear
is a
about
little
it.
bit further away, so trying to coordinate schedules. I've been really busy too, so he's been like, "Girl, you're busy." I'm like, "Yeah, I know."
Booked and busy.
Amen. But yeah, that's exciting.
Mhm.
And I don't know, it's just I go through these waves of time where I'm like, I'm just really focusing on myself. I love my singleness. I'm really just trying to like heal. And then it
Mhm.
goes into more of like, okay, like, there are safe men out there. There
Right.
are wonderful men of God out there. I'm gonna go set my foot back out there. And then it's like, oh, the water's hot. Okay, and now my foot is scalded. Time to go back to bed. So, you know, so now is more of a spread my wings and fly type season, which is fun. And I mean, there's been a couple of guys that I've had to really put my foot down and be like, you suck at dating and you don't get access to me. All right.
Yeah.
Like, in times that I normally would have like begged for attention, now I'm just like, dating is such a luxury.
Mhm.
And
Such a energy sucker too. I mean, it takes
mhm,
a lot of time and energy.
yeah, and if you don't have any extra time or energy,
Mhm.
then sorry, you don't have the resources it takes to date.
Yeah.
And a lot of people, they have a depravity mindset, and I don't blame them because I have in the past as well. And they're
Mhm.
like, but I love him or but I love her, and it's like you shouldn't be okay with how they treat you. So now I'm
Yeah.
just very much like, okay, we've talked about talking on the phone for 2 weeks and I've called you 3 times. I don't chase. I'm
Right.
actually embarrassed that I called you first.
Right.
Like, you should be begging to call me at
Yeah.
this point. Like, like, obviously, like, not like I need it to be like, I mean, I would love it to be like a Morticia and
Mhm.
Gomez relationship. I love that. But like, it should definitely be the man is chasing the woman. That's
Yeah.
how it goes. And so when I was asking this man to call me and he wouldn't, or he wouldn't pick up the phone, and it started to get kind of like, this is kind of sketchy.
Yeah.
And I said, okay, like, you're not taking this seriously. So I think this shows me enough of who you are, and I'm not interested anymore.
Yeah.
And he's like, well, you shouldn't really be offended by that I didn't answer your call twice. Like, that's not a big deal. And I said, oh, so now you're minimizing my feelings as well.
Mhm.
Okay, so you're just showing yourself, like,
Yeah.
showing me who you are. And now I'm no longer interested.
Right.
And he was like, "Okay." And so I sent him a Real Housewives of Atlanta gif. Bye, boo.
Yes.
And I was gone. Peace out. So I don't know. That's kind of my life right now. Just having fun with it. There was a really cute guy at work the other day. He is a random IT guy that won't be back, but it's having fun and just went to a Christian rap festival. Got to see a lot of amazing men of God. So just, yeah, just having fun with dating again.
Right.
It's been a minute
Yeah.
since I've done that. So
I love that.
that's
I
my
think
update.
you're right about just like they've got to be at the point where they're ready to see like your value and just the value of having a woman in their life
Mhm.
period and like what we can bring to the table
Mhm.
and like our intuition and our
Yeah.
critical thinking skills and
Mm.
our um the way we love and the way we care for people like that's something
Yeah.
special. And I
Mhm.
think when they're not ready to have that in their life, that's when they make it evident, and then that's your
Yeah.
time to go.
Yeah.
But the right person will chase,
Mhm.
will
Pursue.
pursue you,
Mhm.
will push and fight to have you in their life because this is it. Like I need this
Mhm.
in my life. So
Yeah, and I've told people before, I'm like, because it's definitely a thing right now where men are afraid of rejection
mhm.
because I mean I can't even imagine having feeling like God put it on me in my role. This is my own personal opinion.
Yeah.
I'm never going to ask a guy out.
Right.
That's just my choice. And so if I was the man in the situation, I get it. It'd be scary, but so some women have asked me before, like, a lot of men don't wanna ask girls out because they're seen as predators now, and I don't it sucks that so many women have had multiple
Yeah.
experiences of men being predators that
Right.
now it is very much swung
Mhm.
so drastically that now, quote unquote, everyone's a predator.
Yeah.
So I don't love that. But I know so deep in my soul, I'm like, I've heard from God that I should do something and I
Mhm.
obey him and I see the fruit from it. So I'm like, I know that the man that God has for me
Mhm.
is also going to hear from God. Like, that's your woman. Go get her. And like, if they're not brave enough, then I don't want them in my life.
Right.
If you're not brave enough to approach me and ask me, or even just get to know me, be my friend,
Right.
like, how am I supposed to expect you to like protect our family? Like,
Yeah.
I don't know. I just don't put up with it anymore. Like, my grandpa always says, like, when people show themselves, believe them.
Yeah.
A lot of people make excuses, and it's like, oh, like they said that about something and it hurt your feelings. That's who they are.
Yeah.
And, you know, believe them and
Right.
don't, so now it's just become so clear, like, and, I don't try to be a man hater anymore. I go through phases of that. But I'm
Right.
just like, and there's definitely parts of me that are flawed, but I'm like, I'm only expecting things that I also bring to the table.
Yeah.
So I'm not asking for the moon.
Right.
I'm asking for things that I hold in
Yeah, the bare
myself.
minimum.
Yeah. So
Yeah. Yeah, I get
anyway,
it.
what about you? What would you like to share?
Well, I've been excited because my lovely hardworking husband has a job in the hospitality industry,
Mhm.
uh, where he works a lot of nights and weekends. And so he's we both kind of had those types of jobs since we gotten married. So we've kind of gotten used to it. But it's just getting old. Like, I'm tired
Yeah.
of the working opposite set schedules.
Mhm.
He's asleep when I go to work. I'm asleep when he gets home.
Mhm.
We're both working the weekend when we're trying to hang out with friends, or friends or family are hanging out, and we can be there. It just gets really exhausting, and it's hard on your relationship sometimes because you miss out on that quality time, and
Mhm.
then your communication can break down,
Mhm.
and then it just goes downhill from there. And so it's really exhausting because you have to work really hard at
Yeah.
still maintaining your relationship, even when you're like in a busy season or
Mhm.
in a season of having opposite schedules.
Yeah.
And like, if you're out there and you and your partner um, have jobs like that, like, just know that, like, I see you. Like, there's been
Mhm.
times where I'm like, no one gets it. Like, everyone
Mhm.
else works Monday through Friday, 9 to 5, and
Mhm.
they have not only the weekends off with their partner and their family, but also every evening. And that, like,
Mhm.
blows my mind.
Yeah.
It makes me so mad sometimes because I'm like, it's not fair. Like, why don't I get to do that?
Mhm.
And so, as hard as it is, like, I think it's made our relationship really strong, and um, I think we'll enjoy it just that much more. Like, when we do finally get to have that season of being together,
Yeah.
and having more time together. So just know, if you're out there and that's your struggle, like, I see you, like, hang in there because it's hard.
Yeah.
But I've been blessed. Like, the last like 2 weeks, Cameron has had a lot more early shifts. So
Yay.
he's like home at 5, home at 6.
Mhm.
Even him being home at 7 or 8 is better because normally he gets home at like 11 o'clock at night.
Yeah.
So
I mean, it's an hour commute too,
yeah, yeah.
which doesn't help.
So
Mhm.
so I've been so glad to have those earlier shifts.
Yeah.
Um, and like us being home in the evening together, it just, I don't know. Like, I just told him the other day, I turned to him and looked at him. I was like, I just love this. I love being home with the dogs and cooking together. And
Aw.
even though all we do is like cook, eat, and load the dishwasher and start it and let
Mhm.
the dogs out and then go to bed. Like, that's
It's
all
not
we're
doing it
doing.
alone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's been good to finally have that together. And I think people don't
Yeah.
understand the the weight like you can carry not seeing each other
Mhm.
regularly. So that's been a super fun blessing, and I've enjoyed that. So
Hey.
yeah.
Yeah, it forces you to like to be super intentional with
Hmm.
that time.
Yeah.
Because it's like, yeah, you want to like go see family together, you want to go do fun stuff, but it's
Yeah.
also like, when do we get to just be home and
Right.
enjoy our mortgage that we
Yeah.
pay every month?
It's
Enjoy, the things that we have right in front
yeah.
of us,
Yeah. For sure. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
made like every free time we have together, like, you have to make the most of it. So
Mhm. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's been fun because, like, we all went to college together. I had lots of classes with Cameron and his friend,
Mhm.
and, they kinda turned into, like, somewhat of, like, brothers I never had, in a
Right.
way. I mean, very loosely. So
Mhm.
I would, I was dating my first boyfriend at the time. I had so many questions. I was like, I am so confused. I did not think this was what dating was like. I mean, I would ask everybody. I'm
Yeah.
like, is this normal? Like,
Yeah.
and it wasn't. But I would be like, I would talk to them like after class. We would like walk out together, or, like before class or whatever, and I'd be like, hey, so is it like, so, like, is it normal for a guy to do this? Or, like,
Right.
is it weird for a guy to do this?
Getting their insight.
It's sometimes I even cry. It was so bad. Like, I was like, "Ellie, like, you don't deserve that. Like, you should, like, not be with him." Like,
Yeah.
and they knew him too. They're like, you're so out of his league." Like, not in a flirty way, but just like,
Yeah.
"No, like,
Yeah, like, don't put up
get
with
away
that.
with it. Get away from it."
Right.
So, again, just he didn't have the best, reputation on campus, but he's a good guy. But anyway, so then, like, there was a point where I was fasting. I fasted for
Mhm.
9 meals straight, and because I was it was very silly, but that was what obedience looked like for me. Not the
Mhm.
fasting part, but the reason I was fasting, because I
Yeah.
thought somebody was my husband. He was not. It became very clear to me that he was not, because I was so hunger deprived that I was praying to God every second of the day to get me through the day. And thank God it actually, I mean, I would do it again if I had
Yeah.
thing to a big decision to make, 'cause it's very powerful. But
Mhm.
we had a night class, and I knew after that class I was gonna eat my first meal in like 3 days.
Right.
And somebody, or our professor, had asked us, it was a how to teach math class.
Mhm.
She was like, all right, so here's your piece of paper, turn it into a paper cube. And I'm also like, is this something that normal people know how to do? Just like off the top of their head, just make
Right.
a paper cube, Like, what is this? So then I just looked at the piece of paper, and it's like everybody started doing it, like they knew how. And I just started
You're
crying.
like, "Oh, I missed the class on the paper cube making."
So I'm deliriously hungry. I
Aw.
start bawling my
Oh my
eyes out,
goodness.
and his friend looked over at me. He's like, I'll do it. It's okay.
Oh.
Stop crying. Oh my god."
Yeah.
And again, because there's such a small campus, I mean,
Yeah.
everybody, we were all brothers and sisters in Christ.
Right.
Like, we were all just so close in a way. Like,
Yeah.
so yeah, I just remember having very fond memories of like those moments that I had with Cameron before I knew you guys as a couple,
Right. Yeah.
and just like hearing your love story and like, just being so sweet and precious. And now, like, we bond over our love of Marvel, and now we
Mhm.
have this new tradition. I've joined you guys on going
Yeah.
to go see
Going to
movies
movies.
and stuff, and I'm about to have us go to Comic-Con, the four of us together.
Yes.
So,
We're big movie people. And Cameron's super into Marvel, so he
mhm,
enjoys getting to talk about that with other people.
yeah. Oh my gosh,
Anytime we can go see a movie with friends, we're down.
oh yeah, that time in the car, just the other day,
Yes.
we
Oh
were
my
crying. I
god.
mean, I thought
The
we were gonna
stories you
crash.
were telling.
I know he thinks that I'm insane, but like I think it's like an
We were
endearing like.
dying. Yeah, that was hilarious.
So
Super
I'm like, if I can make a man laugh, I feel really good about myself.
yeah.
But yeah, they're very fun to be around. It's just so interesting that you would end up with someone like Cameron, because you're so goofy,
Yeah.
and like, I mean, he probably has those goofy moments, but to me he seems very serious, right?
Yeah.
And he's precious. I love him to
Right.
death, but it's just like so funny.
Yeah, I think that's why I don't know, I think we mesh well. They say opposites attract, and I feel like we're opposite in some ways, and
Mhm.
that's like we outweigh each other's like weaknesses, but then
Yeah,
also like deep down we are very like
where it
funny
matters.
people. We like to make people laugh. Like
Mhm.
we enjoy the camaraderie and like goofing off, and like he can be very serious on the outside,
Mhm.
and but deep down, he's hilarious and loves to joke around. So we enjoy getting to do that together and stuff like that. I think
Yeah.
that's why we meshed well. So
It's so nice when like one of your best friends, like, you like the person that they're dating.
hmm
It's so bad when you don't.
I know.
I'm like, it's fun because like I don't ever have to worry about being the third wheel,
Yeah.
because like sometimes I bet Cameron feels like the third wheel. Not like he
Yeah.
usually has his friend with him, but
Right.
like I'm like,
But yeah, we're, like,
but we
chatting and
can.
hanging
Oh
out.
yeah, like we're gonna go to dinner just us.
Yes. Fact.
But like, I can easily talk to Cameron as much as I can talk to
Yeah.
you. Not about the same stuff, but
Right.
I mean, so it just makes it more fun, and then you're not like,
Yeah, I think that's the power of, I feel like I married my best friend. I
yeah,
married someone that fits really well into my life and,
mhm,
the people I'm friends with and just, the person I am. So, I mean, that's part of it
mhm,
when you get to marry someone like that. Meet
yeah,
someone like that.
for sure.
Yeah.
Hey, well, we can kind of wrap it up if you want with our media roundup. So, woohoo! So, book wise, I actually just got a new book. Where did it go? I put it.
Mm.
So, I joined a book club at my new
I
job,
love that. God.
and they choose some very interesting books.
Really?
So, this book, it's called Madonna in a Fur Coat. I love
Okay.
this cover though.
Yeah.
It's very iconic. This book was written in 1943,
Okay.
and it doesn't have any chapters.
I almost asked if it was about Madonna, but not if it was written in 1943.
Wait.
I was like, oh, Madonna.
So is that?
Maybe she's named after that book?
Oh, maybe. I wonder if it's like a name or if it's like a noun for a type of person.
Oh. Is
I
that how it's spelled?
Yeah. So I haven't started this. It says, oh, these are just quotes. It's not even a synopsis. But it's a really small book. It's
Yeah.
like it is 167 pages. Which thank God, because we're showing up for book club in a week. So I have a week to read. But yeah, I'm excited about it. It seems, I mean, it's a classic,
Yeah.
which is nice to you feel scholarly when you read
Yeah.
classic. I never heard of it before. So
Nice.
that's what I'll be reading. I'm still trying to finish She Left. I've been literally reading, I mean, it seems like every episode of season 2,
Yeah.
still chugging along.
Right.
Are you
Yeah.
reading anything right now?
I am. I joined a book club earlier this year with my one that my sister-in-law has created with some of her
Hey.
friends and stuff like that. And so I really enjoyed it. I've never been the biggest reader. Like I said, I struggled with dyslexia, so that put me off from reading for a long
Mm,
time because it took all my reading energy just to read in school, like
yeah.
textbooks and stuff like for class. I
Yeah.
didn't have any extra bandwidth to read for my enjoyment.
Mhm.
Even though I enjoyed it in high school, I loved Nancy Drew books and the
Mm, yeah.
um Aragon was like the Dragon series,
Yeah.
Hunger Games, and
Did
a
you know
lot.
that the Aragon author was like a child when he wrote those books? He
I
was
did
like
not.
14.
That's
Crazy.
crazy.
Yeah.
But yeah, so uh I joined a book club because I figured it pushed myself to read, and it's like having homework, it's like having a deadline, and it makes me try. And I've been
Uh-huh.
pleasantly surprised with the first one was okay. It was kind of a young adult romance. It
Mhm.
was really goofy and corny. So it was all right, but it was easy to read. And
Mhm.
then we read Gone Girl, and then
I've always wanted to read that
yeah,
book.
it's really good. And then we read a suspense one that was really really good. And then this one is called Big Summer by Jennifer Weiner. Is her name? Something like that. And I was with you when we were at the
Yeah.
used bookstore
Yeah.
looking for it, and we're at this used bookstore, and I'm like, "This is like 19.99 online. I'm not paying that much."
Yeah.
So we're trying to find it used, and I'm like, "Okay, Wiener, where is it at?" And we find her books, and it's like Orange Summer, Fast Summer, Summer of Love. Every other book written by Jennifer Weiner is there except for the one I'm looking for. So I finally just ended up I made another email account and made another Audible account so I can listen to it for free. Sorry, Jeff Bezos, not really. Um, and so I'm listening to it on there, and it was all right in the beginning, but it just took a turn that I was not
Oh,
expecting. Like
that's
a
always fun.
yeah, like a very suspenseful turn, and I was like, "Whoa, okay!" It really got me interested. So I'm excited to finish that
Yeah.
now. So that's what I've been reading.
Hey,
Yeah,
awesome. TV show wise, I am still doing my rewatch of The Office,
nice.
and I think I'm on the last season because Michael's gone now.
Mm,
And then I So with the whole, like, housewife situation, I realized that there was a show that I missed
Ugh,
in my marathon
yeah.
that was on Apple TV. I paid
Ooh.
$10 to have this show, so I'll have it forever. I bought it. It's called Date My Ex with, Joe and Slade.
Mhm,
So Slade is very much like a he dated a lot of housewives, so he's
mhm.
kinda like a slum bag. Well, that's not what you call it. Ski
Scumbag?
yeah. So,
Sleazebag.
so this show is, like, kind of like a spinoff of the very first Housewives
Mhm.
season is of the OC. It was, like, back in 2006, and Joe and Slade were on it together. Well, they broke up, and Slade immediately started dating this girl, Lauren, I think her name was, and then they broke up, then he started dating this girl named Gretchen, and now they're still married to this day. But before he started dating Lauren, he, I don't think that's her name. I think that's her daughter's name. I don't know what her name is. Oh, I feel like it's coming to me, but Lori? Maybe it's Lori. I don't know. They did a dating show where Slade picked like 20 guys, and
Mhm.
it was like The Bachelor, but
Wow.
Bachelorette. So they were all at his house.
Oh my
All
gosh.
these men were living there, and it was a dating show that he hosted, and her
Wow.
friends hosted with him. And she's trying to find this guy to date, and it's very Joe is very like I don't know, very much like just young and immature. I think she was
Mhm.
like 24 when the show was on, and Slade's a lot older than her. And it just took a turn. It seemed like it was like Final Four. We're gonna go like on a road trip and like kind of like hometowns sort of
Yeah.
thing from The Bachelor. And Slade she got down to the final two, and then Slade goes, um, hold on, I have to do something. And he goes up and gets in line with the guys, and he's like, I want to fight for a chance to go on a date with you. And he's like,
Wow.
I still have feelings for you.
Oh my
And
goodness.
so the guy's like, peace out, I'm out. That's stupid.
Yeah.
The guy's like, she's like begging for them to stay. He's like, I'm not gonna fight for you over your ex. Like that's
Yeah.
stupid. And she's like, I won't go to I won't go on a date with him. And so like I think there's like two more episodes until it's done. But thank God I'm so ready for it to be over. It's
The
not that
lengths that
great.
reality TV producers will go to keep something on the air at all times, they're like,
Mhm.
"Oh my gosh, there's 30 minutes of time that we don't have a show
Yeah.
on air," and, like, there's so much, I could never catch up. Even if I just wanted to watch Keeping Up with the Kardashians,
Oh, that
I
took
don't
me 2 years
yeah, I
to
don't know
watch
if I
all
would
of
ever
it.
catch up.
Mhm. That show came out in 2008, but when I'm done with that show, I'm gonna go back to where I was, which now I s I had a lot of off time at my
Mhm.
job, or, like, time where I wasn't doing much,
Yeah.
and so I added in all of this episodes of Watch What Happens Live with Andy
Oh,
Cohen.
okay.
So that added a lot,
Wow.
because he basically has, like, almost an episode at least once a week, if not, like, 3
Yeah.
times a week.
Wow.
So it's like a 20-minute after show type thing. So those are sprinkled in, but I'm also whenever I'm done with Date My Ex, I'm gonna jump back into Real Housewives of Atlanta season 8, which we're back jumping to like 2015,
Mhm.
which will be so much better because 2008, I'm like, how did I even see what was on this TV? Like the
The quality is so bad.
yeah, it's so bad.
Yeah.
But I love Atlanta. It's my favorite. It's my favorite city. That and Beverly Hills are my two favorites. So I'm excited to get back to like where I was at in
Yeah.
the lineup. But look, okay, I know you guys can't see this, but this is where I
Oh my
started.
gosh.
This is what I've watched so far,
Wow.
and
That's
I wish I
insane.
knew when I started it. I mean, it's been over a year, I think, and this is how much I still have left to go.
Oh my gosh. Girl. Oh my gosh.
And like the most recent one is like September 16th of this year.
Oh
So like
gosh.
it's just gonna keep
Yeah.
growing.
Yeah.
I don't think I'll ever catch up. But now that I work at this job and I get to watch TV while
Yeah.
I work,
Great.
maybe I will. Anyways, so sorry, but
It's
what are
okay.
you watching right now?
Well, we're rewatching Stranger Things because the
Mm.
fifth and final season comes out
Yes.
in November. So,
Could not do season 4. The
yeah,
whole Chrissy wake up, I couldn't do it.
yeah. I watched. I in my mind, I thought I had only watched like the first and second season. Turns out I
Mhm.
watched most of season three as well, and that's kind of when I fell off.
Mhm.
But I just remember it like just seems to drag. drag. Like the first season's really interesting.
Yeah.
Um, and then I don't know, like it just seems like season 2 and season 3 are like one of those dreams that you can't wake up from because you're trying to get to something and you just can't get
Yes.
there and you're like running and like trying and trying and trying.
Well, and
Um,
the kids are like fully grown at this
yeah,
point.
yeah,
Like, why are we still doing
right.
this?
So we're rewatching it and I like it a lot better this time and I like gotten more into it. I think part of it too is like I was in school when those earlier
Mm,
seasons were coming out, and I was just like, oh, I'm
mhm.
tired of this. Oh
Yeah.
my god, I have so much homework to do and like that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
And so I just didn't stick with it. But yeah, I'm enjoying rewatching that, and that's pretty much been what's been taking up our time.
Yeah.
Um, something fun fact, right?
Mhm.
I love the movie Seven. It's very really, it's a dark movie. It's like a true crime movie
Okay.
starring Brad Pitt and Morgan Freeman. But, really like that movie because it's like a my type of, like, horror movie because it's, like, drawn from, like, true events, like, something that can
Oh.
actually happen.
Okay.
So it's very brutal.
Mhm.
Trigger warning if you ever watch that. But that movie inspired the movie Prisoners with Jake Gyllenhaal and Hugh Jackman,
Okay.
and which is also another one of my favorite movies, and then that movie inspired Stranger Things. So the,
Okay.
producers of Stranger Things wanted to, like, recreate that feeling of, like, your child's missing and you don't know where they're at, and you
Oh,
don't have any control over it,
wow.
and so, like, that's kinda what they recreated in the first season.
I was
So
actually gonna ask, like, if it was based off a book or anything, because I
yeah.
mean, it seems like there's no original media anymore.
Yeah,
Seems like
exactly.
everything's based off a book or off
Yeah.
of a musical or off of a even, like, documentaries, like, they'll
Mhm.
make, like, a movie out of the documentary,
Yeah.
like yeah.
Okay, get this, you can cut it out if it's too long, but I have to tell you this. I
Yeah.
might as well do this later, I mean, when it actually happened, but I had a coworker that was like, "You guys, I'm so excited," and we're like, "What?" And she's like, "They're making a movie out of my favorite book." And we're like, "Oh, okay, like,
Oh, I
that's
think I
cool."
remember
Yes,
this.
I think I told you this because I was
I can't remember, though. Tell me.
and I was like, "What? What movie?" And she's like, "Oh, it's that one, like, that new one with Ariana Grande." And I was like, "Wicked?" She's like, "No." She's like, "Is that what it's called?" I'm like, "I don't know, it's your favorite book, like, you tell me." And so she had to, like, go look it up. She's like, "Yeah, Wicked." Like, they're making a movie and, like, I'm so glad they're taking the book and turning it into something else. And I'm like, "Girl, where have you been for the last" I mean, when did Wicked come out on Broadway?
Oh,
Like,
so long ago.
yeah, I'm like, this is not the first time that this book has been turned into a different form of
Oh
media.
my
But it goes back to that, of, like, there's nothing yeah, there's definitely no
This is awful. I read it.
I've
I
never
would
read it.
know.
And what's
It
it is it called Wicked or it's called something else?
it's called Wicked, and then there's, like, a colon, and then,
Yeah.
like, the true story of the Wicked
Oz
Witch
or
of the
something,
West or
yeah.
something. But it took me 6 months to read it,
Oh
and I'm not a
gosh.
slow reader, but that book, I did not wanna pick it up.
Yeah.
I didn't it was, like, torture to read
Right.
it. And then I would get to reading, and then I wanna keep reading, but, like,
Mm. It's hard to
oh
get
my
into. Yeah.
yeah, just, like I mean, the book itself is almost as big as your head, and then it's like, we're gonna make up words, just
Yeah.
add them in, like there are, like, Winky language or whatever. Just, like, just dragging on and just so
Yeah.
dark, and it just yeah, nothing like the musical.
Yeah.
Nothing at all.
Interesting.
Movies wise, I was telling Caitlin that I am officially an A-list member of AMC.
Ooh.
I was like, I technically make a little bit more money with this new job, which you can call me financially irresponsible, but I don't care. I'm just like, I love going to the movies, and for $25 a month, I can see 4 free movies a
Yeah.
week.
Yeah.
That's insane.
That is.
I'm like, there's actually like it would be stupid not to do it at this point. Which I did try to do 2 tickets for the same movie, and it only let me pay. It only let me have 1 free one, which is sad.
That's $1.56 ticket if you
Wow,
do 0.5 divided by 16.
that's insane.
4 movies, 4 weeks out of the month.
Yeah, and I really wish that I could go without that popcorn. I can't, but
It's a must.
I'll go to the Dollar Tree and get myself a dollar drink and a dollar candy, and that way it's only like $15. Total.
Take one of those bagged popcorns and, like, a straightener, like a hair straightener, and they're, like, popping it in the movie theater. Or you can just microwave it here and then take it in your bag.
Honestly, just 1 bag is not enough though. I need like I could get like there is popcorn bag that you can buy that's like movie
Just keep
theater.
the tub every time.
Or like whoa, hold on. Hold
And
hold
then
on.
and then
Hold the phone. Okay, what if
I just unlocked stealing in Ellie's brain.
what if I get like for the next cool movie that comes like Wicked maybe.
Yeah.
Or hopefully there's a better movie than that before then. But like I get one of the novelty popcorn buckets.
Yeah.
And then I like somehow sneak it into the movie theater
Uh-huh.
and then like once the previews in or like right after like so it looks like I'm
Yeah.
coming back for a
Uh-huh.
refill. But I didn't get popcorn in the
Right.
first place.
Yeah, especially if it's busy, they're not gonna know. They're not gonna keep track of who's
And
bought popcorn and
AMC
who's not.
A plus A list people get
Yeah.
free refills on popcorn
Oh,
anyway.
yeah. Even if it's not the novelty ones, like just so buy it, right? And like
Mhm.
keep it. And then get a purse big enough where it's not gonna be like smushed, shove it in
I mean,
there.
honestly, even if it was smushed, it would look
Yeah.
used.
And then
Never wash it.
yeah. And then come out like halfway and be like, oh, maybe yeah,
Holy cow.
do it.
Well, don't call the police on us.
It costs them, I'm sure, 10 cents
Oh,
to fill it up every
for real.
time.
Yeah. So I've been seeing movies like crazy. Well, okay, I've only seen two this week, but two in a week is a
Yeah.
lot. I went to go see Fantastic Four again. Guys,
Nice.
when this movie is on Disney Plus, the way it's going to be on 24/7 in my
Every
house.
time.
I watching it the second time, I was curled up in the recliner. Now I will say, not seeing it in IMAX, there was definitely a difference.
Mhm.
Plus, like, seeing a movie in IMAX in the back row, you're
Yeah.
still very enveloped in the screen. But in a regular movie theater, it was kind of like you were at home. So
Yeah.
I've learned my lesson. I'm gonna be more in the middle. But seeing it for the second time, had my blanket, had my candy, my popcorn. I was just so comfy. I mean, I was in heaven.
Yeah.
I do not know what it is about that show. I mean, that movie. I think it's because I watched all of the cartoons from the 60s.
Yeah.
I watched all three movies that came beforehand. I read so many comic books that I feel like this is like my like everybody has a favorite superhero,
Yeah.
and I feel like this is my favorite. Like
Right.
just them as a family, like just the it just felt so good to know like there was not a miscommunication trope. I
Mhm.
hate that trope.
Mhm.
It's like the whole audience knows that
Right.
that they said one wrong thing to each other, and then that's the
Yeah.
whole conflict of
Which,
the movie.
side note, every single episode of Modern Family has a miscommunication trope. Like,
Really?
not like actually, but it feels like it. Like, I
Yeah.
really enjoyed
They're
that show.
funny.
They're hilarious. I enjoyed the show the first time, and then the second time you watch it, you're like, oh my god, like
It's just the
it's
same
it.
thing over and
Especially
over
like in the
again.
later seasons, it's the same thing over and over again where
Mhm.
everyone's miscommunicating.
Yeah. I don't know, just the the littlest thing. Okay,
Mhm.
so like they go see Galactus and they're like freaking out because their spaceship's being like drawn
Mhm.
in by Galactus or and then um all they have to do is say like Herbie and then he just knows what to do because he has the little
Mhm.
thing where it says space so he knows what to do with his little
Oh,
eyes
so
and then
cute.
like Sue's like giving birth and then like Reed goes um Johnny, and he goes, I'm on it. Like they just like
Yeah.
know they just like share a brain,
Right.
and that way that they can take on the villain together. I don't know. I just that part of it, it just makes me so happy, and it's just so beautiful. And I cried again. I didn't cry as much this time, but any time that I have to see Baby Franklin
Baby
crying over his dead mom,
Franklin. I know.
sweet, well, Franklin,
Sweet.
sweet.
Wah, 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 wah. So cute. I love Herbie. Oh my gosh. When we went to
We
watch it together,
should have got. Oh my I might have to go buy one on eBay.
so when me and Ellie went and saw it, we went and saw the earliest showing, which the like
Thursday at 2:30.
2:30, and it was like the senior special matinee. We were
Took
out.
off work for it.
We were literally like out at 4:30. We were at the hibachi dinner table by 4:45. That's how early
Sharing
the
a
movie
buffet
was.
feast.
And we're in line for popcorn, and I had a gift card, so I'm like getting us a little specialty cup, which
Mhm.
we also took to the hibachi dinner table. And I thought
That
the
was, I think, the
Herbie
best day of my entire life.
that was hilarious. I loved that. The Herbie there, I thought it was just an action figure, like, display thing, and you're like, "No, it's a cup," and I'm like I turn and I look at the people next to us, they have it, and it has a straw coming out the top, and I'm like, "It that holds, like, 10 gallons. It's gotta hold, like,
It's
3
probably 2 foot
gallons."
tall.
Yeah, it was huge, and I was like I just remembered, like, turning and looking at you, I'm like, "That's a cup." And then the movie theater worker was pulling it down off the shelf and his head rolled off. His head came unscrewed and rolled off.
Let me know.
But yeah, I just really enjoyed that movie because it was like simple and
Yeah.
like I used to really love Marvel and then I've fallen out of it because it's so
The
yeah the
multiverse.
multiverse and don't even get me started on the show. If I have to watch the show, right, count me out. So
Yeah.
you know that really just got me lost when they started doing a lot of shows. I think the Loki show is where it went wrong because that was such a pivotal part
Mhm.
of everything, and I didn't watch it.
Yeah.
But anyways, I felt like this return to it was like a simple mission. You know, it's
Yeah.
just like start and then there's adversity and then you try and then it fails and then you
Mhm.
do it again and then you succeed. And it's like
Yeah.
back to like the simple
Yes.
structure of like a superhero movie. And like that's
Mhm.
what I want to see. Like the rise, the fall, the rise again, and it's
Yeah.
over. And like I like that there was like something special at the end that like ties it into the rest of the
Yes.
MCU universe.
Mhm.
Um MC universe, whatever you say. But yeah, so I think that it kind of drew me back in to watching
Mhm.
Marvel movies. It makes me excited to watch the next ones. I
Well,
think that's why I enjoyed it.
yeah, I mean, watching Doctor Strange Multiverse of Madness, I think I had a seizure. Like, I
Yeah.
think watching that is the same thing as having a seizure. I'm like, I don't know what's going on. It made me not enjoy WandaVision or
Yeah.
Wanda, even though I loved her in WandaVision.
Yeah.
I'm like, you're evil and I mean, why is America Chavez here? I'm so confused. And like it just was so much. And then there was also a Spider-Man movie. Was it
Mhm.
No Way Home? That also had
Yeah.
like I mean, you like looked up at the sky and it was like
Yeah.
cracked and I'm just like, no, I don't
And
like
then like
it.
her Styles was there, and I was like,
It's terrible.
yeah. And just like once they start making like celebrity cameos, I'm like, ah,
Yeah.
oh
Yeah.
brother.
Which they say that after Secret Wars, they're gonna kind of do like a refresh, a reboot.
Hmm.
Like, no more multiverse. I think they've heard from the fans that it's too much.
Yeah.
And so I think after Secret Wars, they're gonna be like, okay, you no longer have to watch 38 movies
Mhm.
and 17 TV shows to be caught up and know what's going on,
Yeah.
which will be good. Last night I saw Freakier Friday.
It's
It
good.
was really
I want to watch
good.
it so bad. I haven't seen it yet.
It you know, sequels, especially to such nostalgic movies,
Hmm.
can sometimes be so bad. I feel like I feel like they just like it's too corny. Like I don't know, but
Yeah, and most of the time you can tell they're just trying to play off the original because the original made so much money. And they're like,
yeah,
oh, you know what? We need a cheap trick so that we can
mhm,
get some money into the studio.
yeah. And I don't know. I think they just really spoke to the audience that loved the first one.
Yeah.
They so many of the jokes I think were aimed at people who were Lindsay Lohan's age when they were
Hmm.
watching it, and now they're her age
Yeah.
now. They're moms, and like figuring out life, and like I don't know. It really was beautiful. And did you ever see The Good Place?
Is that the one where she like dies and goes to heaven?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I
That's
think I
actually
saw
how.
like part of it.
So the guy. Hello. The mute guy.
Hello. Do that Melania Trump meme.
No.
One where they're like interviewing her, and I guess the internet's like cutting out, and so she's like delayed, and they say something, and she goes, "Hello." Sorry. Anyways.
Oh. Oh.
Sorry, I totally ruined that. Oh, the man
Oh,
from something.
yeah. So in The Good Place, um, the guy who's mute, like
Mhm.
the like Asian looking guy,
Yeah.
he's the love interest in Freaky Friday.
Oh, okay.
He's looking fine.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. And like at first I was like, I didn't really know if it was gonna be good because I didn't like they were bringing new characters in. But and then did you ever see American Housewife?
No.
So the littlest daughter on that show is in this movie. So
Okay.
I don't know. I just really, really liked it.
Yeah.
I think that it was the right amount of, life lesson without being corny.
Yeah.
I feel like it really played to people who, I mean, there were so many like lines that were from Freakier Friday and cameos and like even like outfits and like it was
Nice.
so good. I really, really liked
I love
it.
that. Yeah, I wanna
And
see it. I've heard
I've
great
heard,
things, so
yeah, yeah. So I'm gonna go see Honey Don't. I'm gonna go see The Roses, I think it's called. Or yeah, The Roses has Benedict Cumberbatch in it. It's
Oh,
supposed to be
okay.
funny. And like Kate McKinnon and maybe Chris Evans. And then Honey Don't has Aubrey Plaza in it.
Mhm. Yeah,
I
me
love her
too.
so much. So I'm excited for those. You seen any movies lately?
Well, we went and watched that Weapons movie,
Yeah.
which has what's her name? Julia Foster?
Garner?
Gardner? Yes, Julia Gardner.
Mm-hmm.
The woman that plays Silver Surfer.
Mm-hmm.
So it has her in it, and she's really good in that.
Isn't that the one with like the teacher and the kids?
Yeah,
Yeah. What
yeah.
was it about, really? Was it a horror movie?
It's just
Was it real
here's
life?
my thing with like scary movies, right? Like I don't like flat out demonic movies like
Mm-hmm.
The Conjuring or like stuff like that. But what I hate even worse is a movie that like tries to trick you into thinking like, oh, like it's about true crime. Like it's like, what's going on? Is there a serial killer? Like what's
Mm-hmm.
happening? And then they pull you in for like 2 hours of this movie. At the end, they're like, it was the devil. And it's like, okay,
Mm.
like that's not interesting.
Yeah.
Like, and the movie Long Legs with Nicolas Cage was like that too. Like the marketing, the trailers, like everything was set up so well. It could have been like such a great like true crime movie where it's like, okay, there's nothing supernatural going on. Like this is just like something bad that's happening. And I think that's more interesting than being
Then like
like,
the cheap trick
oh yeah,
of
like the devil was making him do it. Like I don't
yeah.
know. It just seems so like stupid. And I was
Mm.
so disappointed with Long Legs. And then kind of same thing with this. It was like it turned out just being a like devil possessed woman who was doing it all
Mm.
and like was making all these kids like do stuff.
Interesting.
Yeah, and it's just like like it could have been more interesting,
Hmm.
but it was all right.
You can't do stuff with kids. Like if it's like it, I tried to watch
Mhm.
it, couldn't do it. As soon as somebody broke their arm, I couldn't do it.
Yeah.
I was like, you don't
Right.
hurt kids. Like
Yeah.
I can't do that.
Yeah, it's pretty dark.
It really freaks me out. Or if there's like a horror movie and then a baby cries,
Mhm.
oh no, turn it off.
Yeah.
I don't even have to see anything going on. Just hearing,
Right.
no, mm,
Yeah.
I'm good. I'm good. And then music.
Mm.
So yeah, I went to that Christian music festival, Holy Smoke.
Mhm.
Oh my god, it was so good.
You have fun?
Oh yeah, it was 2 days in Nashville, and there was a lot of artists there that I had heard.
Mhm.
Uh, only one or two of them I had seen live before. But so many of them I kind of like fell more in love with. Like Troy Deshawn, his music is so like saying the things that are uncomfortable about Christianity, about God. Like he has a song where when he performed it, he was like, "I've always wondered what or I always wonder what blind people see," and then it shows in the background. It shows like the KKK, and it shows like making it more of like
Wow.
spiritually
Yeah.
blind, or like racism and like all this stuff. And it was like, well, that's so powerful. Just like
Yeah.
all the stuff that like I think a lot of Christians want to hide away from,
Mhm.
or like, yeah, they're not us, but they don't want to actually like go against them
Right.
publicly because they are doing it in the name of God. And so it's like very uncomfortable to call them out or to like say you're against them. It's just so stupid that it's like that.
Right.
But his songs are just so like I feel like they're almost made for unbelievers,
Yeah.
like people who are questioning things about God or are not sure because it's all rap and it. I mean, honestly, I've only been listening to like Christian music since.
Mhm.
I thought that I would miss a lot of the songs that I used to listen to, but now Christian artists are making songs that sound like Kendrick
Yeah.
Lamar, that sound like Tate McRae that sound, like our
Right.
mainstream music. And
Mhm.
so it's been really good. I just feel like the lyrics that I've been singing and that are in coming into my head are just like very like wise. I just feel like like Christian rap specifically can just fit so much theology
Yeah.
into it because it's just so fast and
Yeah.
like I don't know.
Spitting facts.
Amen. So yeah, it was a lot of fun. I screamed a lot, and there's a lot of like special guests and stuff at the festival.
Nice.
So it was so fun. And now that's what I'm listening to right now.
Nice. I love that.
So
I'm
yeah.
glad. I went to 2 concerts earlier this year, Post Malone and
Mhm.
then Hozier, and we had such a great time
Yeah.
at both. So I just love their music. I've been really into them all this year and really last year too. And then I've been listening to more Jonas Brothers because
Are you going?
I'm going to Jonas Brothers
That's so
on August
exciting.
30th
Oh
next
my god.
weekend. So no,
Oh
wait, not
my
this,
god.
not this weekend. Next
But
week, yeah, next
yeah.
weekend, yeah. So we're seeing them in Rogers,
Wow.
Arkansas. I'm so excited. So
I'm so excited.
I really haven't kept up with a ton of their new music. Like when they first got back
Same.
together, like I knew some of their songs, but
Mhm.
I want to listen to more of their music because I'm hoping they play the classics. Like
Oh
I
yeah.
love their classic music.
Oh
So
yeah.
and Camp Rock. This may be an unpopular opinion. But I think Camp Rock is better than High School Musical.
Oh.
So I loved
They're
them
both
and
so good.
yeah, they are both good. I liked both, but I really loved Camp
I think
Rock
Camp
and
Rock is a little weirdly a little bit less cheesy, even though they're
yeah,
both so cheesy.
yeah. It's like
Cause I'm
cheesy.
too cool.
Mhm.
I'm too cool to know you.
Oh my
The
gosh,
shoulder shrug.
we've got the shoulder moves down. But yeah, so I'm excited to listen to some of their music, and I kind of like going to a concert and you don't know all the songs
Oh
because then
yeah.
like some of them you just kind of get to sit there and you don't feel the
Experience.
need. Yeah, you don't feel the need to like record it or anything, and it's
Mhm.
like sitting there watching like live music at a bar or a restaurant or something.
Yeah.
Like discovering something new. So yeah, I'm excited.
It's so exciting. I saw them when I was 10
Oh
and
my
they were
goodness.
this big because we were so far in the nosebleeds, but it was amazing.
Are you a Joe, Kevin, or Nick girl?
So I've always been a knit girl.
Mhm.
I think Joe is. Have you seen the TikToks of him
Of his tiny.
performing?
Yes.
What were you gonna say? Of his tiny what?
Tiny nipples. There was a something. There was like a I, what's it called? Like a tabloid post that like said either him or Nick had like tiny nipples, you know that? And then like they came out on TikTok and like disproved it.
Oh my word!
Something
Well,
like that.
his performances right now. I think he's very much in his I'm divorced era because Nick and Kevin are very happily married,
Yeah,
and Joe's out here like, oh, I saw
he's
all
out
these
there.
Ross Lynch thirst traps. I'm gonna be lost Ross
Yep.
Lynch. So he's killing it out there. I mean, I think now with my fully developed brain,
Hmm.
I love Kevin. He's
Yeah.
just so precious. But
Kevin's the right choice. Joe's the risky choice.
the
Like
sexy
the
choice.
sexy choice. Nick's like the sensitive choice. I
Yes.
feel like
Like out of F Mary Kill.
yes. It'd be Mary Kevin. God,
Oh
I don't know who to
no!
kill.
No! Poor Frankie.
Yeah.
Which Frankie's cute now.
I haven't seen a
I
recent
think
picture of him.
maybe our age.
No. I didn't know he's that old. In my mind, he's still like 12.
I Oh, did you see the TikTok of their dad singing
Uh-uh.
on stage? I hope he does it at your concert because he's really good.
Really? I didn't know that.
He's 24.
What?
Frankie is.
See a picture of him?
He looks more like
Wow.
Kevin. I feel like.
Yeah. I'd agree.
It's just cool that Kevin kind of gets to have this like, yeah, I'm famous, but like not really.
That's wild that he's like our age. Sorry to interrupt you.
You're fine.
But he's like our age, but when I would watch them like growing up, I'm like, oh, Frankie's the little brother.
Like he
I
was
mean
our
that with
age.
Joe. And Joe is like 10 years older than me. Gosh.
That's wild. But yeah, Kevin's just been happily married like, this whole time.
Yeah,
Because he
so
got married
sweet.
like
And
maybe
didn't they have a
while
reality TV show? They had one of their lives. I swear they did. Add it to your list.
Oh yeah, for sure. I love reality TV. He was like a quote unquote nobody. Like it wasn't anybody famous that he married.
Yeah, he Married to Jonas
Oh wow.
looks like they had like 2 seasons of it.
What years?
2012 and 2013.
Whoa. Yeah, I'll have to definitely watch that. Thank you so much for coming on. This
Thanks
is
for
one of my
having me.
favorite episodes so far. I already know. It was so fun. And if you guys want a good friend, you should be friends with Caitlin because she's so fun. And every friend that I have meet her, they love you.
Oh, that's so
So,
sweet. I need more
yeah.
friends in my life, so do it. Hit me up. Friends.
Yeah.
Thanks for having me. I was a little nervous. I don't know why, but like I was nervous beforehand. Yeah.
But all right, guys, thank you so much for listening, and we will catch you back here next Saturday at 8 a.m. Bye.